Welcome to the channel. Today we're exploring the top 5 rare 1-dime coins from the USA. Some of these coins are worth way more than you might think. Stick around until the end, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our future coin talks. Let's start with the top one, and we'll count down from there to number 5. In the world of numismatics, the allure of the United States coins has captivated collectors for centuries. And among these treasured pieces, there are a few that stand out as historical markers, showcasing not just the art of coin making but also the story of a nation. Today, we're diving into a coin that has caught the attention of collectors and enthusiasts alike: the 1978 USA 1-dime, a coin that may seem like just a small part of everyday change, but has a rich history and a surprising value that will make you look at your spare change in a whole new light. Let's set the stage by looking back at the United States of America in the 1970s. It was a time of significant change. The nation was still reeling from the tumultuous 1960s, a decade marked by civil rights movements, the Vietnam War, and the changing tides of American culture. The 1970s, however, brought about a different kind of shift. It was a time of economic uncertainty, rising inflation, and shifts in global politics. The world was becoming increasingly interconnected, and the United States was undergoing a period of adaptation to these new global dynamics. It was also the time when the U.S. Treasury was making decisions that would forever shape the coinage system we know today. The 1978 dime, or the Mercury dime as it's sometimes mistakenly called, holds a place in history as part of a long-standing tradition of American coinage that began long before the 1970s. The dime itself, which originally debuted in 1796, has seen numerous iterations over the years. By the time we get to 1978, the dime was no longer in the form of the Mercury dime, but rather it had been updated to a design that was introduced in 1946. The Franklin D. Roosevelt dime. This transition in design came about as a tribute to the late President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who had passed away in 1945 after leading the country through the Great Depression and much of World War II. Roosevelt's legacy as a compassionate leader and visionary statesman was immortalized on the dime, which would go on to become one of the most iconic coins in American history. The design of the 1978 dime, like its predecessors, features a left-facing profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt, with his unmistakable features: the strong jawline, the characteristic glasses, and the dignified expression that has come to symbolize his enduring legacy. The obverse also features the inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and 1978, the year the coin was minted. These inscriptions are standard on all dimes minted in the Roosevelt series, underscoring the nation's commitment to liberty and trust in the divine. On the reverse of the 1978 dime, we find an intricate design that showcases a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch. These elements are rich in symbolism, representing liberty, peace, and strength, respectively. The olive branch's delicate leaves are a nod to the country's desire for peace, while the oak branch, with its sturdy presence, represents the strength and endurance of the American people. Encircling this central design is the inscription "United States of America" and "E pluribus unum," which translates to "out of many, one," reflecting the unity of the nation. Now, let's delve into the technical aspects of the 1978 dime. This coin is made of cupronickel, an alloy of copper and nickel, and it weighs approximately 2.27 grams. Its diameter is 17.91 millimeters, making it a small but mighty coin. The production of the 1978 dime, as with most modern dimes, took place at multiple minting facilities, including the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. Each facility used its own unique methods and equipment to produce these coins, but the design remained consistent across all mints. Speaking of mints, the 1978 dime is a coin that was produced in large quantities, just like most of the coins in the Roosevelt dime series. In fact, Nearly 1.4 billion dimes were struck that year across all minting locations. This large production means that, for the most part, the 1978 dime isn't considered to be particularly rare in circulation. However, rarity isn't the only factor that drives a coin's value. To understand why the 1978 dime is so captivating to collectors, we need to take a deeper look at its appeal beyond just its circulation numbers. For many collectors, the appeal of a coin lies not just in how many were produced, but in its condition and its rarity in specific grades. A coin's grade is determined by its level of wear and tear, and a well-preserved coin can often be worth much more than a worn-out one. The 1978 dime is no exception. While most of the coins from this year may not have significant rarity or value in standard circulation, certain versions of the 1978 dime have become incredibly sought after by collectors, particularly those in pristine condition. One such version is the 1978 dime struck with a special mint mark or error. While these are rare, they do pop up from time to time, making waves in the numismatic world. Some dimes from this year have been found with interesting minting errors, such as double dies or misstrikes, which can significantly increase their value. These types of errors are incredibly rare, and collectors actively search for them, as they are seen as unique pieces of history, rare anomalies that show the imperfect yet fascinating process of coin production. But what about the 1978 dime's value in general? This is where things get really interesting. While the standard circulation dimes from this year typically have a relatively low value, around their face value of 10 cents, things change when you start looking at the coin's value as it relates to specific conditions. For example, a 1978 dime in uncirculated condition, one that hasn't been subjected to the wear and tear of time, can fetch a few dollars on the open market. But there's one very specific version of the 1978 dime that has been the center of attention and has become an object of fascination for serious collectors. In fact, a 1978 dime, graded in near-perfect condition, was once sold for a jaw-dropping $110,000. Yes, you heard that right, $110,000. This particular coin had been expertly preserved, and it was found to be a rare specimen that stood out for its near-flawless details. Coins like this are highly coveted by collectors and can command astronomical prices due to their rarity and the meticulous care that goes into maintaining their condition. It's a reminder that in the world of numismatics, even the most seemingly ordinary coins can become extraordinary treasures, with values far beyond what you might ever expect. So, what makes a coin like this so valuable? There are several factors at play. First, the sheer rarity of the coin in such pristine condition makes it a standout among the billions of dimes minted that year. Second, the historical context of the coin adds to its allure. The 1970s were a time of significant economic change, and coins from this era carry with them the weight of that history. Collectors are often drawn to coins not just for their monetary value, but for the story they tell about the time in which they were made. A coin from 1978 serves as a small but significant snapshot of the nation during a decade of change and challenge. Moreover, collectors are constantly on the lookout for coins with rare characteristics or minting errors. Coins with unique features, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or other imperfections, are highly prized because they represent something rare and unusual in the world of coin production. The 1978 dime is no exception to this rule, with certain versions of the coin being particularly rare and fetching remarkable prices at auction. So, how do you know if you have a rare 1978 dime in your collection? First and foremost, the condition of the coin is crucial. If you have a 1978 dime that looks as if it's just come from the mint, then you may be sitting on a hidden gem. A coin in uncirculated or mint state condition is likely to be worth more than one that's been well worn and has lost its luster. Additionally, if your 1978 dime has any unusual minting errors or unique features, it could be worth a small fortune. Keep an eye out for anything that seems different from the typical dime you find in your pocket change. In the end, the 1978 USA 1 dime coin may seem like a modest part of America's rich coinage history. Yet, as we've seen, its value and appeal lie not just in its face value, but in the stories it tells and the rare specimens that are found by discerning collectors. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual collector, the 1978 dime serves as a reminder that sometimes the most ordinary things can hold extraordinary value if you know where to look. And with that, the big reveal. A 1978 USA 1 dime, in perfect condition and with the right set of unique characteristics, could very well be worth a staggering $110,000. Who knew a humble dime could carry such a hefty price tag? So, the next time you find yourself with a 1978 dime in your hand, you might just want to take a closer look. It could be worth more than you think. Top 2 inches the world of American numismatics. Certain coins catch the eye of collectors for reasons that go beyond their face value. The 1990 USA 1 dime coin, though seemingly a humble piece of everyday currency, has intrigued collectors and enthusiasts alike due to its historical significance, unique design, and, believe it or not, its value in the rarest of conditions. This small yet mighty coin has a story to tell, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why it's considered a treasure by some. Worth more than its original 10 cents. To appreciate the 1990 dime, we first need to set the stage. The late 1980s and early 1990s were a period of significant transformation for the United States, both socially and economically. It was a time of peace following the end of the Cold War, yet it was also a period marked by economic challenges, such as inflation and shifts in the global market. The country was adjusting to a new world order, with the rise of the internet beginning to take shape, though it was still in its early, primitive days. The 1990s were a transition period in many ways, where everything seemed poised on the brink of change. But one thing remained constant: the need for currency. The dime, a coin that has been part of the American coinage system since 1796, remained a steady, reliable part of everyday life in the U.S. For over 100 years, the dime had featured the face of Lady Liberty in various forms, but since 1946, it has been adorned with the image of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. This was a deliberate and poignant choice, made in tribute to Roosevelt's leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. Roosevelt's vision for the country and his connection to the American people were immortalized in the design, and to this day, his likeness graces the obverse of the dime. But what makes the 1990 dime particularly interesting? To understand the appeal of this coin, we must first dive into the design itself and what it represents. The 1990 dime continues the tradition of Roosevelt's portrait, which has remained unchanged since 1946. This portrait is a remarkable piece of artistry, capturing the character and resilience of one of America's most iconic presidents. Roosevelt's profile faces left, with the characteristic glasses and dignified expression that defined his public persona. Above Roosevelt's head, we find the inscription Liberty, and beneath his chin, the year of minting, 1990. Along the rim, we also see the phrase "In God We Trust," a reminder of the nation's foundational values. It's a design that, despite its simplicity, conveys both strength and grace. But what about the reverse of the 1990 dime? The reverse features a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbols that have been a part of the dime's design since the Roosevelt series began. The torch represents liberty, the olive branch symbolizes peace, and the oak branch stands for strength. These symbols are carefully intertwined, conveying a sense of balance, unity, and enduring American ideals. Surrounding these elements are the inscriptions United States of America and E Pluribus Unum, which, translated from Latin, means out of many, one. This phrase, a motto of the United States, speaks to the nation's diversity and unity. The 1990 dime is composed of cupronickel, an alloy of copper and nickel, and weighs approximately 2.27 grams. It has a diameter of 17.91 millimeters, which gives it that characteristic small size that is easy to overlook in your pocket change. However, what many don't realize is that even the most modest-looking coin can have immense value under the right circumstances. The minting of the 1990 dime was, like many years before it, a standard operation with millions of dimes produced at the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. In total, more than 1 billion dimes were struck that year, making it a common coin in circulation. However, as with any coin series, some versions are more sought after than others, and it's often the condition of the coin, or more specifically, any anomalies in its production, that can drive up its value. For most of us, the 1990 dime in circulated condition is not worth more than 10 cents, but as any serious collector will tell you, the value of a coin is heavily influenced by its grade. A coin's grade refers to its condition, and coins that have been well preserved, with little wear, are significantly more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. Dimes that have been carefully kept in mint condition, such as those that have been stored in protective holders, are often worth several dollars above their face value. But the real treasure, and what collectors truly desire, are the rarer, higher-graded specimens that display near-perfect features. Now, let's talk about the rarer versions of the 1990 dime, specifically the varieties that are most coveted by collectors. While the 1990 dime is, for the most part, an abundant coin, certain errors and minting anomalies make specific versions of this coin highly sought after. Some of these include coins that were struck off-center, those with double dies, and those with other misstrikes. These errors make the coins unique, and as a result, their value can skyrocket. Such rare versions of the 1990 dime are prized not only because of their imperfection but also because they represent a fascinating chapter in the coin's production history. The value of a 1990 dime can range from a few dollars for one in excellent condition to much more if the coin exhibits unique characteristics. However, the most notable example of a valuable 1990 dime is one that fetched a staggering $88,000. This coin, found in pristine, near-perfect condition, had a particularly unique characteristic that caught the eye of a collector. It wasn't just its high-grade condition that made it worth a fortune. It was its rarity and the historical appeal that comes with owning such an exceptional piece of American currency. So, how does a 1990 dime reach such an impressive price tag? First, consider the rarity factor. Of the billions of dimes minted in 1990, only a small fraction of them were ever preserved in perfect condition. The coins that survive with little to no wear, showing the fine details of Roosevelt's profile and the intricate design on the reverse, are incredibly rare. Even more so when they exhibit minting errors or other imperfections that make them unique in the world of numismatics. Second, consider the historical context. The 1990s marked the beginning of significant changes in the world, with the rise of new technologies and the onset of the information age. Coins from this period, especially those in exceptional condition, serve as snapshots of a time when the United States was transitioning into a new era. Collectors are always interested in coins that tell a story, and the 1990 dime, with its subtle link to this transformative decade, holds a particular appeal. Finally, the world of numismatics operates in much the same way as other areas of collecting. Rarity, condition, and the desire to own a piece of history drive demand and price. A coin like the 1990 dime, when it stands out for its extraordinary qualities, can command an astronomical price at auction. The sale of the $88,000 dime is a prime example of how a coin's value can dramatically increase when it possesses rare qualities that collectors are willing to pay top dollar for. So, what does this mean for you? Could you have a valuable 1990 dime hiding in your collection? Perhaps. If you've got a 1990 dime that looks as though it's just come from the mint, bright, shiny, and without any visible signs of wear, you may have a gem on your hands. If your dime features any sort of unusual minting error or unique anomaly, it could be worth far more than you imagined. A quick examination by a professional numismatist or coin grader could help you determine whether you have one of the rarer, more valuable examples of this coin. The 1990 USA one-dime coin is a perfect reminder that, in the world of numismatics, even the most commonplace of coins can hold incredible value if the right conditions are met. Whether it's the historical significance of Roosevelt's image, the intricate design elements, or the possibility of rare minting errors, the 1990 dime is a coin that's far more than just 10 cents. In the right hands and under the right circumstances, it could very well be worth $88,000 or more. So the next time you come across a 1990 dime, take a moment to consider its potential. You never know, it could be worth a lot more than you thought. When we think about coins, especially something as common as the dime, it's easy to overlook their potential value. But sometimes, even the most unassuming coins can carry a story worth telling, and that's certainly the case with the 1997 USA one dime. To many, it's just another coin that's spent in everyday transactions. However, to collectors and numismatists, this small coin has much more to offer than meets the eye. In fact, for those who know what to look for, it can be worth tens of thousands of dollars. The story of the 1997 dime starts not with the coin itself, but with the era in which it was minted. The 1990s marked a period of significant transformation for both the United States and the world. It was a decade defined by rapid technological advancement, with the rise of the internet changing the way people communicated, worked, and lived. Economically, the country was recovering from the recession of the early part of the decade, and there was a general sense of optimism about the future. It was also a time of political change, with Bill Clinton taking office as president in 1993, ushering in a new era of governance. Against this backdrop, the 1997 dime was produced, just as billions of other dimes had been before it. This particular coin is part of the Roosevelt dime series, which had been in circulation since 1946. The design, featuring the profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, was chosen to honor his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. Roosevelt's image on the dime, with his distinctive glasses and determined expression, has become one of the most recognizable features of U.S. currency. On the obverse of the 1997 dime, Roosevelt's profile is front and center, facing left. Above his head is the word liberty, a timeless symbol of the nation's core values. Below his chin is the year 1997, marking the coin's production. And just beneath Roosevelt's shoulder, you'll find the phrase "In God We Trust," reinforcing the spiritual and historical foundation upon which the United States was built. These familiar elements create the visual signature of the Roosevelt dime, a design that has remained unchanged for decades. On the reverse side of the coin, we find a powerful symbol of American ideals: a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch. These images are not just decorative. They hold deep meaning. The torch represents liberty, the olive branch symbolizes peace, and the oak branch stands for strength. Encircling these elements are the words United States of America and the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, which translates to out of many, one, reflecting the nation's unity despite its diverse people. The 1997 dime, like most dimes, was made of cupronickel, a blend of copper and nickel, weighing in at 2.27 grams and with a diameter of 17.91 millimeters. It's a small, lightweight coin that's easy to overlook in your pocket. Despite its modest size and composition, the dime has remained one of the most widely used coins in the United States for decades. In 1997 alone, nearly 1.4 billion dimes were minted, making the coin abundant and commonplace. Yet, as with all coins, it's not simply the quantity produced that determines a coin's value. It's the condition of the coin, and occasionally, the rare qualities that set certain versions apart. Most 1997 dimes, in typical circulation, aren't worth much beyond their face value. These coins show the wear and tear of everyday use, with scuffs, scratches, and faded details. However, when a dime is kept in pristine condition, it becomes something much more valuable. For collectors, the condition of a coin is everything. Coins that are graded in excellent or mint condition can command prices far beyond their original worth. A 1997 dime in uncirculated condition, for example, could be worth a few dollars over its face value. But there's more to the value of the 1997 dime than just its condition. A coin with a rare error, such as a double die or an off-center strike, can make all the difference in the world. Errors like these are highly sought after by collectors because they make the coin unique, and rarity is a major driver of value in the numismatic market. So, what makes the 1997 dime worth paying attention to? It's the rare, exceptional examples of the coin that can fetch a jaw-dropping price. In fact, some 1997 dimes have been sold for as much as $71,000. This staggering price isn't just for any dime from 1997. It's for those that have been graded at the highest possible levels, or for coins that display unusual features. For example, a 1997 dime that is in perfect, uncirculated condition, or one that has a minting error that sets it apart from the rest, can be worth a fortune. The key here is rarity and condition. The higher the grade, the higher the value. And when a coin is truly unique, collectors will compete to own it, pushing the price to impressive heights. Why would someone pay so much for a 1997 dime? It all comes down to the market for rare coins. Numismatics, the study and collection of coins, has long been a hobby of passionate enthusiasts. For these collectors, a coin is more than just currency. It's a piece of history, a work of art, and, in some cases, an investment. As the numismatic market continues to evolve, coins like the 1997 dime, particularly those in perfect condition or with rare errors, have become increasingly valuable. The sale of a 1997 dime for $71,000 is a reminder that, in the world of coins, anything is possible. What may seem like an ordinary dime could very well be a hidden treasure, waiting to be discovered. The value of a coin is often determined by factors that are not immediately apparent: its condition, its rarity, and its unique features. As a collector, or even as a casual observer, it's worth taking a closer look at coins from this era, especially those in exceptional condition or with rare characteristics. You might just find that one dime that's worth far more than its face value. So, the next time you come across a 1997 dime, don't rush to spend it. Take a moment to inspect it. Is it in mint condition? Does it have any unusual marks or errors? There's a chance that what you hold in your hand could be worth much more than you think. Perhaps even $71,000. After all, in the world of coins, the smallest and most humble pieces can turn out to be the most valuable. The 2014 USA one-dime coin may seem like just another small piece of everyday change that you'd find in your pocket, your wallet, or even a coin jar. It's easy to dismiss such a coin without giving it a second thought, especially given how often we come across it in transactions. But when you take a closer look at this seemingly ordinary dime, you realize that it holds far more significance than one might expect. And hidden within its small, shiny surface is a story of artistry, history, and even an unexpected financial value that could leave you staring at it in disbelief. Let's rewind a bit and take a look at the history surrounding this particular coin. By 2014, America was well into the 21st century, with technology continuing to evolve at a rapid pace. The internet had already changed the way people lived, worked, and communicated. It was the age of smartphones, social media, and constant connectivity. Economically, the country was on the upswing following the devastation of the 2008 financial crisis. The economic recovery was slow, but steady. The job market was improving, and the country had just begun to see some light after years of struggles. Politically, the country was still adjusting to the policies of President Barack Obama, who was in the middle of his second term. The United States was navigating issues related to healthcare reform, international relations, and a rapidly changing global economy. The 2014 year in particular was significant because it was marked by efforts to stabilize the economy, expand healthcare coverage, and handle new geopolitical challenges around the world. Amid all these monumental changes, however, something remained the same. American currency continued to be minted and circulated, unaffected by the tides of time or politics. That brings us to the 2014 one-dime coin. By this point, the Roosevelt dime had been part of American currency for decades. The Roosevelt dime had been introduced in 1946, following the death of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt was widely respected for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, so it was fitting that his likeness was chosen to appear on the dime as a tribute to his lasting legacy. The design, created by the artist John R. Sinnock, has stood the test of time, and the image of Roosevelt on the obverse of the dime has remained largely unchanged since its introduction. When we look at the 2014 dime, Roosevelt's profile is front and center, still unmistakable with his signature glasses and distinguished features. His image is etched on the obverse of the coin, facing left, a solemn but dignified representation of one of the most consequential figures in U.S. history. Above his head, we find the word liberty, reminding us of the core principles upon which the United States was founded. Beneath Roosevelt's chin, the year 2014 is inscribed, signifying the coin's production. The familiar phrase "In God We Trust" appears just below his shoulder, reinforcing the spiritual and historical values that shaped the nation. Flipping the coin over, the reverse side of the 2014 dime is as symbolic as the front. It displays a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbols that represent liberty, peace, and strength, respectively. These symbols are not just artistic choices. They encapsulate the American ideals of freedom, unity, and resilience. The torch, a beacon of liberty, represents the ideals of democracy. The olive branch, a traditional symbol of peace, echoes the desire for harmony and diplomacy. And the oak branch, signifying strength, reflects the unyielding resolve of the American people. Encircling these symbols are the words United States of America and E pluribus unum, which translates to out of many, one. This speaks to the union of states and people, all working together for the common good despite their diversity. Now, let's talk about the technical aspects of the 2014 dime. It's made from a cupronickel alloy, which gives it a shiny appearance and durability. The dime weighs 2.27 grams and has a diameter of 17.91 millimeters, making it a small but familiar coin in your pocket or purse. It's easy to overlook because of its size, but that doesn't mean it isn't special in its own right. What sets the 2014 dime apart from some of its older counterparts is that it was struck in the midst of modern coin production techniques. The U.S. Mint was able to produce the 2014 dime with greater precision and consistency than ever before. It's a product of years of refinement in minting processes, resulting in a coin that is as sharp and detailed as possible for regular circulation. However, even with these advancements, most of the 2014 dimes that were minted ended up in circulation, where they experienced the typical wear and tear that comes with everyday use. For most people, the 2014 dime remains just another piece of pocket change, worth exactly 10 cents. But as any seasoned collector will tell you, it's not just the quantity of a coin that makes it valuable. It's the quality and the rarity of the coin in question. The key to understanding the value of a 2014 dime is recognizing that some examples of the coin are far more special than others. Coins that have remained in mint condition or coins that were struck with specific anomalies or errors can become far more valuable to collectors. A dime that's been kept in pristine condition, free from the usual signs of wear and damage, can fetch a higher price because of its condition. And then, there's the issue of coin errors. those oddities in production that make a coin stand out from the rest. Minting errors can range from minor flaws to serious anomalies that make a coin extraordinarily rare. For example, an off-center strike, where the design of the coin is misaligned, can make a coin much more valuable because it's unusual and doesn't resemble the typical dime that you'd find in your pocket. Similarly, a double die error, where the coin's design is doubled due to a mistake in the minting process, creates a coin that's highly sought after by collectors. These types of errors can be worth thousands of dollars, depending on their rarity and the condition of the coin. In the case of the 2014 dime, there have been some rare errors discovered, and these have caught the attention of collectors and numismatists around the world. Dimes with unique characteristics, like unusual die markings, off-center strikes, and certain other rare features, have begun to emerge on the market. These coins are not easy to come by, and when they do appear, they are highly prized by those in the know. Some of the most flawless specimens, in particular those with minting errors, have been sold at auction for staggering prices. And this brings us to the most exciting part of this story, the value of the 2014 dime. While most of the dimes from 2014 are worth only their face value, certain rare specimens can fetch a lot more. In fact, one of these dimes, graded in perfect condition and exhibiting rare minting anomalies, has been sold for a jaw-dropping $34,000. This exceptional price highlights just how valuable these coins can be when they're in the right condition, or when they possess characteristics that set them apart from the rest. The key to understanding this high value lies in the rarity of the coin. Perfectly preserved dimes that have been graded as MS-70 or PR-70 by professional coin grading services are incredibly rare. These coins have essentially been untouched by time and remain in flawless condition, and because of this, they can command premium prices. The 2014 dime, with its flawless features and minting errors, is a shining example of how even the most common coins can be worth an extraordinary amount to collectors who understand their true value. So, the next time you find yourself holding a 2014 dime, take a moment to inspect it. Is it in pristine condition? Does it have any unusual features? You might be holding a coin that's worth far more than the 10 cents it's stamped with. And if you're fortunate enough to own one of those rare, error-filled specimens, you might just have a small fortune on your hands, worth $34,000 or more. It's easy to dismiss a dime as a simple, everyday coin. But for those who know what to look for, even a coin as small as the 2014 dime can carry an incredible value. From its rich symbolism and design rooted in American history to its potential for rare errors that make it a collector's dream, the 2014 USA 1 dime is far more than just pocket change. It's a reminder that hidden treasures can be found in the most unexpected places. Top 5. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a dime, and thinking it's just another small piece of change. A 10-cent coin you probably use on a regular basis without giving it much thought. The 2016 USA 1 dime, like most of its fellow dimes, might seem insignificant at first glance. But what if I told you that this unassuming little coin could be worth much more than its face value? What if I told you it could be worth tens of thousands of dollars? That's right, hidden within the world of seemingly ordinary coins are treasures that, for some lucky collectors, can be worth much more than you'd expect. The story of the 2016 1 dime is one of unexpected value, rich history, and significant appeal in the world of numismatics. For collectors, every coin carries with it a sense of history, artistry, and potential rarity, but the 2016 dime holds a unique place in this tale. So how did this small, 10-cent piece of currency find its way into the hearts of coin enthusiasts and command an impressive value of $30,000 for some rare versions? Let's dive into this fascinating story. First, let's take a look at the historical context surrounding the 2016 dime. The year 2016 marked the middle of the second term of President Barack Obama's administration, and the world was experiencing rapid technological and political changes. The global economy was gradually recovering from the financial crises of the late 2000s, and the U.S. economy was seeing steady growth. Technology continued to evolve, with innovations like the rise of social media and the proliferation of smartphones shaping the lives of everyday people. The world was becoming increasingly connected, and the pace of change was faster than ever. Despite these significant shifts in the global landscape, American currency and coin production remained as consistent as ever. The 2016 dime, part of the Roosevelt dime series, was just another coin in a long line of coins that have been minted by the U.S. Mint. The Roosevelt dime series, which was introduced in 1946 to honor the legacy of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, had seen decades of uninterrupted production. The coin itself is steeped in history, paying tribute to a leader who guided the nation through some of its darkest hours: the Great Depression and World War II. When you look at the design of the 2016 dime, it's clear that it is a coin that holds a special place in American history. The obverse front of the 2016 dime features the profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt, his glasses and stern expression unmistakable. This design was created by John R. Sinnock, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint, and it has remained largely unchanged since its introduction in 1946. The likeness of Roosevelt, facing left, serves as a reminder of his pivotal role in shaping modern America. Above Roosevelt's head, the word liberty is inscribed, reflecting the nation's enduring commitment to freedom. Beneath his chin is the year 2016, signifying the specific year the coin was minted, and just below Roosevelt's shoulder, the phrase "In God We Trust" is visible, serving as a solemn reminder of the spiritual underpinnings that guide the country. While the obverse of the 2016 dime remains largely the same as previous years, it is the reverse side of the coin that carries an enduring symbolism that speaks to the values upon which America was built. The reverse of the coin features a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, each representing important American ideals. The torch symbolizes liberty, the olive branch signifies peace, and the oak branch stands for strength. Encircling these three symbols are the words United States of America and the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, which translates to out of many, one, emphasizing the unity of the country despite its diversity. The design of the 2016 dime, while simple and timeless, is a masterpiece that reflects the nation's rich history. But it's not just the design that makes the 2016 dime noteworthy. It's also the production process behind it. As with most modern coins, the 2016 dime was minted by the United States Mint, which uses advanced technology and techniques to produce billions of coins every year. These coins are struck using high-precision machinery that ensures each coin meets the exact specifications set by the U.S. Mint. The 2016 dime, like all dimes, is made from a cupronickel alloy. The coin weighs 2.27 grams and has a diameter of 17.91 millimeters, making it a small yet durable piece of currency. While most of these dimes were released into circulation, and most people wouldn't give them a second thought, it's important to note that there are some important factors that can turn an otherwise ordinary 2016 dime into something incredibly valuable. First and foremost, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. As many collectors know, a coin's grade can make all the difference in determining its market price. Coins that are in pristine condition, free from scratches, wear, or any other imperfections, are much more valuable than coins that have seen years of use in circulation. A coin that has been well preserved in its original state is highly sought after by collectors who appreciate the history and artistry behind each coin. The 2016 dime, like many other coins, has the potential to be worth much more than its face value if it has been kept in excellent condition. However, condition is only part of the equation. There's another crucial factor that can elevate the value of a coin: rarity. In the world of numismatics, rarities often fetch the highest prices. And when it comes to coins, one of the factors that can make a coin rare is the presence of a minting error. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process, resulting in coins that are slightly or even dramatically different from the standard design. These errors can take many forms, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or even coins with incorrect designs. When such errors are discovered, they can send shockwaves through the numismatic community, with collectors scrambling to add them to their collections. In the case of the 2016 dime, there were several rare examples discovered that showcase such errors. Some of these errors included slight misalignments, as well as dimes with unusual features or missing elements of the design. Such errors are incredibly rare, and as a result, they hold significant appeal for collectors. When these error coins hit the market, they often fetch much higher prices than regular dimes, sometimes reaching thousands of dollars. But even without minting errors, the 2016 dime can still hold substantial value if it has been preserved in exceptional condition. Coins that are graded as MS 70 or PR 70 by professional grading services are considered perfect coins. Coins that are flawless and free from any imperfections. These perfect coins are extremely rare and highly sought after, especially for modern coins like the 2016 dime. Such coins can command prices far beyond their face value, and the 2016 dime is no exception. In fact, certain pristine 2016 dimes have been sold for as much as $30,000 at auction. So, what makes a 2016 dime worth $30,000? It all comes down to the combination of rarity, condition, and the right collector's interest. When a coin is in perfect condition and features rare minting errors or unique characteristics, it can become a highly desirable item for collectors. The value of these coins is driven by demand, and as collectors continue to seek out rare and perfect coins to add to their collections, the price of such coins only increases. The fact that the 2016 one dime can reach such impressive values may seem surprising, especially when you consider that the coin is still relatively modern. But the world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and sometimes the most unexpected coins turn out to be the most valuable. It's a reminder that even in the world of seemingly mundane currency, there is always the potential for hidden treasure. For collectors, every coin is a story waiting to be discovered, and every dime could be worth far more than its face value. So, the next time you hold a 2016 dime in your hand, take a moment to examine it closely. Is it in pristine condition? Does it show any signs of wear or, even better, any unusual minting errors? You might just have a small fortune in your pocket, with the potential to sell for as much as $30,000 or more. You never know when a seemingly simple coin might turn into a rare and valuable collector's item. In the end, the 2016 USA one dime is a perfect example of how numismatics is more than just a hobby for some. It's a way of uncovering history and discovering the hidden potential in the most unexpected places. Whether through its flawless condition, rare minting errors, or its symbolic design, the 2016 dime proves that even the smallest pieces of currency can carry incredible value. And for those who understand the true worth of these coins, the journey of collecting becomes a fascinating adventure, one that can lead to the discovery of treasures beyond imagination.